Everyone talks about the sustainability. Very few talk about the reality. Where are we? Are we far away from the reality or we are getting closer to the reality? If net zero is getting achieved or we are still pushing it further. Namaskar and very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this podcast of sustainability conversation. We are doing these podcasts in some episodes where we are inviting the guests from all the spheres which are related to the different industries. Our first episode where we had done interview of one of my dear friends Sanchita. She's an expert consultant of the field and where she has thrown some light on where the entire world is moving and what is the position of India and where do we stand globally. If the target for India 2070 is achievable or we are leading the path in a very slow manner. Focusing on these ideas, we decided to focus on different industries who are contributing to the food waste and creating something very, very different which and making the net zero to be achieved. So the question today here is, are we not eating our way of net zero 2050? Are we pushing it further? And hotel industry is an industry who is contributing this to a lot. So today to discuss this subject, my guest is a person from a hotel industry with a vast experience of a nearly 26 years, Miss Polomi. Palomi Bhattacharya. Hi, good morning, Palomi. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for it.
Well, Palomi की introduction करना एक आईना दिखाना है. Palomi has a 26-year experience of a hotel industry where she has worked with the different hotel chains. Well, academically, I know that she has worked with the IHM. She's a passed out of the IHM Kolkata, and she has also done good work and learned from the Oberoi Center for Learning and Development and maybe various hotels where you have worked with. I think Palomi, you can do the justice better. You can deliberate yourself where all you have worked and tell our guest about it.
So when it comes to organization challenges, I think life is itself a challenge, and life is not beautiful if it doesn't have challenges mapped. Now, the way we operate in hotels is very different. I think we take back more from Mother Earth, from the environment, than we give back. But yeah, in my initial years of my career, I think we had started with very small things like asking our guests that, we need to use less water, so don't put your towels into wash every time you use it. These are things that we have grown up in the industry with. But now, over a period of time, I think we've come a long, long way where we have kind of decided that we are not going to use plastic now.
Yeah.
Right. And the right direction that we took was the first thing, the laundry bags, which used to be provided in the rooms, were always plastic bags. That was initial years, I will say.
I think now you use kapde ka bag.
Yes, it is a cloth or a cellulose fiber bag, right? That's one big step that we have taken. Another very big leap that almost all hotel chains today are looking into is converting the plastic water bottles that we keep in all areas, whether it is the banquet halls or whether it is the guest rooms. We are kind of changing that entire, plastic water bottle to glass bottles, right? जैसे बिल्कुल मैम हम लोग घर पे भी अभी देखो we try to remove as much as we can whatever is plastic. In my own kitchen, I think I don't have any more plastic dabbas. I've kind of tried to convert as much as possible to glass. हाँ टूटती है but ठीक है चलो कोई नहीं दूसरा आ जाता है. And that's exactly how we are doing in hotels.
The use of plastic and the recycling we'll be discussing. I have framed the separate question for you, right? So
Glass bottles is a very big step, because to have a water bottling plant in a hotel, which in itself is like a factory inside a big organization, was a big challenge. We have come a long way. It's taken us time, but we have got it. And today almost all the hotel chains are into, more into sustainability and looking at those small changes. We don't have plastic pens anymore. The ball pens that we give for guest usage,
okay,
now a paper wood based.
wood based.
Yes. In fact, I was in a conference last week, and it was an award ceremony as well. And, we had a very nice conversation there. And something very thought provoking, that we say sustainability on one side, we are actually using wood on the other end, but is that sustainable enough? which also puts a big question. Paper. Where is paper coming from? Again, trees. So are we not harming Mother Nature again? Right. So it's like, it's like the same concept of the chicken comes first or the egg. Somewhere like that.
Okay, maybe you may have to hold your thoughts for a while when we come to the specific question, because I know you are full of the things that you have done in your the entire life. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Rajni Hasija. I'm host of this podcast series, and I've been holding this just because I to create the awareness for the people around, and because we know that we have only one planet to live in. We don't have a planet B. So my all my series are confined to that, where we are talking to different industry people and bringing the awareness for the consumption of my viewers. So before I start with my first question, let me set the stage for you. You know that we are living in a hospitality industry, and hospitality industry is, we are in India, and Atithi Devo Bhava is the culture. We want our guests to come in and enjoy the everything, and it all starts from the food. ठीक है, मतलब खाने के लिए पेट खाने का जो मन जीतने का रास्ता पेट से होके जाता है, ऐसा ही कहा जाता है. And it comes with a cost. When you offer so much hospitality to your guests, then it has a cost. And cost, and at the same times, you are leaving the environmental footprint also. So, in that case, some few figures which I'll be putting up for the consumption of you as well as for my viewers. This is that how much waste is getting generated in the entire world. One third is because of the food sector and its sales, right? And in India, the picture is even worse. Nearly 68 million tons of the waste is getting generated from the food and allied services. And out of that, service sector alone is generating nearly 11.9 million tons of the food waste. The picture is very, very, very alarming. And unfortunately, जितना भी waste निकलता है, वो सब process नहीं हो पाता. Majority of that ends up in the landfill. And when it goes to landfill, सिर्फ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं बनाता सर जी, ये मीथेन भी बनाता है, एंड मीथेन इज मोर डेंजरस एज कम्पेयर टू द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, because of the the greenhouse gases में मीथेन becomes more dangerous. So इसके to stop all this, what we have to create an awareness, not only the awareness at the guest level, your staff level, everywhere. So the hospitality industry has to evolve itself, and when the energy transition and everything is happening, I will request you to brief on the subject how hospitality industry has evolved itself in this transformation, where you have to train your guests and your people all around, including your employee.
Absolutely. So I think when it comes to food, the first place comes. So I'll take one at a time. First, I'll talk about how we treat our people and how do we educate them, right? So the first thing first. Now our employees, they all eat in the cafeteria or the dining hall. That particularly for our people who work with us. Now the first step that we have taken there is a no dust break. Right. Okay. So initially, when we started this concept, we started one day of the week, no bin day. All right. So no bin day became a very popular concept in almost all hotels.
That's great. No bin day.
Yes.
Yes,
So
tagline.
right. Now, to have a no bin day, we also had to plan that what are you going to do on a day when you are serving non-vegetarian food to our guests, to our people, right? And particularly chicken. Right.
Mm.
Obviously, I cannot give them a boneless chicken because that, of course, increases my production cost. My food cost goes really high, and I have to be mindful of that aspect.
True.
Right. Now, we started putting it on a day when we did not serve non-veg. That was the first step. And I'm talking,
रिएक्शन तो हुआ होगा स्टाफ का.
बहुत मुश्किल था मैम. Initially, no one was ready. मतलब ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, आप कैसे कर सकते हो? And this I'm talking about 2010-11 when we started this concept.
ग्रेट, 15 साल पहले. ओके.
And that was very new and very raw, and people had not heard about it. And they were like, they went into a furor. They said, no, that's not going to happen. As in, ऐसे कैसे हमें खाना ना पसंद आएगा हम कैसे फेंकेंगे? Now the basic education about you can't throw food, you can't waste, right, had to be delivered by my L&D personnel. and to actually incorporate my L&D manager to be able to train people. And where did we start? We started right from the time when they joined, when my new employees joined the hotel during their onboarding and induction. So that's where we started, right? That, you catch them
When they're raw.
absolutely. Now, we also had to go to the extent of putting those little moral policies, right? Just little policing had to happen, because if you don't stand, and then someone from HR would stand and write down your employee number. It's like a KEDI number. So every hotel has got a employee number.
School like treatment किया तुमने.
This whole number to ऐसे ही
Right,
number.
right,
So you have to, now if you have to do something, now the best way to teach anyone is, you treat them as a child and you train them, because as adults we don't like to learn. हमें लगता है हमें सब कुछ आता है, हमें किसी से कुछ सीखना ही नहीं।
इसी भ्रम में दुनिया जीती है कि हम बहुत ज्ञानी हैं.
हकीकत है, बट मोस्ट adults are actually more ignorant than the children. Yes, right? They're much more aware, they know it better. Kids are much more aware today, right? Now we started doing this no-bin concept, and we used to monitor कि भाई तुम्हारा नाम चला जाएगा डायरेक्टर ऑफ HR के पास कि आपने आज खाना फेंका, तो लिस्ट भी आती थी, वो भी देखा है, वो दिन भी देखा है। धीरे धीरे करते करते वी हैव बीन सक्सेसफुल, वेयर okay, on a bone wala day, which is a non-veg day, we keep those small little baskets, okay, कि सिर्फ बोन आएगा। सिर्फ बोन तो नहीं, लोगों को खाना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, वो भी फेंकना होता था। वो कैसे करे? Again policing. But it has taken us time. Another thing that we started doing is, and this was a fantastic concept. Entire cafeteria in one of my hotels, in the entire cafeteria, we did a lot of, painting and everything related to food, because we could see a lot of food wastage. So my general manager and myself, we took a very conscious decision कि जितना भी artwork होगा, everything will be related to food. And in hotels, we typically have houses, typically जैसे स्कूल में houses होता है, exactly similar. तो वो हाउसेस को कंपटीशन मोड पे डाल दिया कि भाई आप लोगों को जो है, ये आपकी इतनी इतनी एरिया आपकी है, और इसमें आपको ड्राइंग्स बनानी है, कुछ भी करो, यू कैन गो वाइल्ड, राइट? सो वन हाउस डिड समथिंग ऑन सस्टेनेबिलिटी, समवन टुक on breakage as a concept. One of the houses came up with a fantastic, and it was a competition, by the way, and a good prize and everything. So one of the houses came up with this concept that they put a mirror, and they said that the only person who can avoid this is you, right? And they took that concept right in front of the bin. So they put a nice board. So when you go to throw, you actually get to see that you're the person who's actually drawing. You're throwing and you're humming.
So this is a true, I must say, this is a true work of our director people. And it is a charity begins at home. You started with a small step, and the sustainability initiatives in the Accor Hotel started with all these small steps. And gradually you have taken a lead.
Right. So this was not there in Accor Hotels. This was in another chain, of course. But yes, when I moved to Accor, this is again a concept that I started in my hotel's cafeteria.
That's nice.
That's fantastic. Chars who saw it, they loved it, and they have also kind of replicated it now.
हाँ, जब आप गलती कर रहे हैं, आप देख रहे हैं शीशे में, तो आप अपने को आइडेंटिफाई करें कि मैं गलती कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ, तो आप रुकेंगे. Very nice.
Just वो भी करते हैं मैम कि how many kilos of food are you wasting, और जितना आपने खाना वेस्ट किया,
पनिशमेंट थी कोई?
पनिशमेंट की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी मैम. They saw it themselves that you are actually taking away the food of so many people. आज का जितना खाने का वेस्ट, and this was a precursor before I could move to all day no bin.
Aha, great.
So we continued showing that आपने आज 10 किलो खाना वेस्ट किया है कि 9 किलो खाना वेस्ट किया है, इसमें इतने भूखे बच्चे खा सकते थे. And that was an eye opener.
We move to our second question, Polomi, for you, and it's not going to be rapid fire. You can be relaxed and answer it while answering the question. We talk of a greenhouse's gas emission, and you know that 34% of the greenhouse's gas emission is because of the food waste. And this is an alarming situation for us, and hotel industry is the major contributor, as I mentioned in the beginning also. Solution भी हमारे ही पास है. क्योंकि हम और मेजर जो हमारा कंट्रीब्यूटर है वो है लाइव स्टॉक एंड एग्रीकल्चर विच इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू दिस एमिशन and methane we have already discussed. So people like you who are people, I can say men or women of the people, you have studied people more than me as a subject and we to live with the people. So there is a kind of an intersection between food system and the climate action. But you must be seeing how people are driving it. एंड सेकेंडली हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री के पास एक बड़ी जबरदस्त लीवरेज है कि यू प्रेजेंट द फूड, यू कुक फूड एंड देन यू प्रेजेंट इट. So you have ability to change the dietary shifts, maybe the regenerative practices that you are using, and you can actually manipulate with the consumer choices. How all this can be done, can you tell me from your experiences in this industry how you can manipulate, or sorry, not manipulate, you can present the thing and you can change the consumer choices that suits the hospitality which is now required to be sustained kind of a sustainable kind of a hospitality for the world if we really want to achieve our net zero 2050.
Perfect. In fact, ma'am, in my present organization, we actually take a lot of care in ensuring that we live a sustainable life.
Right.
We also have a new program called the Oceans Program.
Okay.
And that is, we launched it in 2025, where it was more of an awareness and understanding for everyone. But 2026 is where we are going to do a lot of work on the Oceans Program. So, this is a tie up.
What is this program? Can you put some light on this?
That's it. So,
It
this,
looks very interesting.
yes, so this is Save the Ocean, basically.
Okay.
Right? So, when we say ocean, there's a lot of seafood that actually is going to get eliminated from our menu because we have seen there's been a lot of studies. So, in this company, the way we have put the entire concept of the Oceans Program, we launched it very subtly. We started 2024 towards the end, the last quarter of 2024, when this entire concept was just kind of given a little brief through a training program for all the leaders in the organization. So, it was a very good learning. 2025, the theme of Oceans Program was launched. We did a lot of things to make our lives sustainable. So there was a proper rollout in all the Novotel hotels in at we did that, and that was of course a brand initiative, but we had to live with we had to redo that and act it out along with our guests and our employees. Okay. Now, the third part is the next year, which is this year rather, 2026, where we need to start reviewing the menu that we are offering to our guests to make them understand that sea life is not going to be there forever. And the entire ecosystem will get hampered if your sea life, your marine life is not getting protected. So, obviously, there's going to be a whole lot of shift in the change of the menu that we are giving, and it's actually going to be a paradigm shift when it comes to hoteliering, to food, to sustainability, right? So it's no more going to be that you pay and you get it. I'm sorry, because the resources, the natural resources are just dying.
Was if the ocean program became effective and you got good results out of that?
We are still, we've started, we are educating people, man, but this year, 2026, is when we will come in much more strongly.
So let me add to this, those who are studying the sustainable investing and blue economy and the ocean program, the fear is that the fish, uh, the kind of a flora and a fauna we have in the ocean is going to die soon if this kind of things are continuing and we are not able to control. So the blue economy is indicated, but your program ocean is in line with that. Let me tell you that.
So we are looking at changing menus. There's going to be a lot of emphasis on designing menus that are more vegetarian options.
Okay.
Now, even you have, if the main concept is that of balancing your diet with your protein, you have enough and plenty plant proteins available today, right? They're manufactured, they're regenerated food products, different food items that are coming to the market. There is enough and plenty of them. So That's something that we will have to see how we will design. It's in its concept stage. But at the same time, I would also like to tell you another very good practice that we do. We measure our waste every day.
Okay.
All meal periods, our food gets measured. Right.
So you get maximum waste during lunch or a dinner?
It's more in during the dinner. Because in lunch, typically you're not able to square the week. And not all days of the week. See, the moment you have a buffet restaurant, a buffet meal, there is a challenge of waste.
There is a challenge. Yes.
You really don't have a challenge because it's whatever the little waste that comes out of your plate is your waste. But in a buffet, you have to do a certain amount of food. You have to cook, have to put it on display. So the choice is more. So guests obviously take, what they want. Right? So that kind of and
There people take extra also. And that
yes,
is
but then they throw it. But then actually also borrows a lot from the buffet now, from the food buffet, because you can't actually cook every day to just how much you need. घर पे जैसे हमें पता है कि हाँ 4 जने खाएंगे तो इतना बने.
वैसा नहीं होटल में ऐसा बफे रखेंगे तो नहीं हो पाए. That I can tell you from my experience in Amnesty.
बहुत ज्यादा वेस्टेज होता है ना.
हाँ, शादी में तो उतना खाना खा ही नहीं सकता.
मल्टीपल वेन्यूज होता है. कभी कभी एक कस्टमर बोलते हैं हमें यहाँ पे भी चाहिए बफे, हमें दूसरे लोकेशन.
Don't you think the time has come where all the people who are organizing these weddings and other functions, that elaborate menu that we provide actually is not required?
Yes, I think it is not. We need to go back to the concept of less is more.
Yes, always, always. Yes, true.
And that should
क्या ज़रूरत है? क्या ज़रूरत है इन सब की? एक्चुअली हम ये दिखावा करके हम ये तो कह रहे हैं कि we have served 40 dishes, 50 dishes, but tell me a person who has been able to eat each and everything in that particular function.
And today we are all looking at a healthy lifestyle. और अगर हम healthy lifestyle की तरफ जाना चाहते हैं, then I don't think we need so much food. You need to eat just 70 to 80% of what your body needs. You don't need anything beyond this.
आप ये तो नहीं कह सकते किसी को कि that don't eat, but people can eat as per their choice. You can have a
You don't need to waste that.
So you also believe that the regenerative practices and the hotel industry has an ability, has a leverage where you can manipulate and where you can organize the
34% I'm sure can come down to a good 20 to 25% in the first stage.
so dietary shifts and regenerative practices followed by the hotel can really help us in getting the food waste reduced. This will bring us more near to net zero target, especially as far as the India is concerned.
And measuring it is also.
You said it what I wanted you to say. Let me dive further for you. Let me talk something about the globe. What is happening in the entire world? You might have heard a thing called European Green Deal, right? Where different European countries have come together and they have decided that they are going to achieve net zero by 2050, and they're also committed to reduce their food waste to half by 2030. And for achieving this, they have done many things. Like they have stopped the use of a fertilizer by 20%. And they have also not using chemical pesticide. Rather, not fully they have given up, but they have reduced it by 50%. And organic farming is now confined to nearly 25% of the European land. So they are following so many things. And they have also reduced their food waste by reducing their cutting short their value chains. That is a supply chain we also call it. But in spite of all this, the Europe where you have a so much regulatory will and the so much regulatory framework, zeal to implement is also there, and still the carbon waste over there, the carbon points are so high that they are 1.16 billion tons equivalent of carbons, nearly one third of the total Europe emission. So see the challenge. Challenge is not small, follow me, for anyone. And in India, the things are even on a not a very happy side. So the had to handle this challenge. My next question is, what are the systemic improvements or the challenges, how will you handle these challenges? What improvement as a system you would like to do from the human perspective? ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल चैलेंज भी है आपके पास, वो भी आपको हैंडल करना है। देन यू हैव योर एम्प्लॉयज, आपको उन्हें भी हैंडल करना है, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट disgruntled employee cannot deliver, we all know. So how will you handle this? And if the regulatory will in the India is good enough, or the parameters set by different ministries are good enough to handle all this, if we are not eating our way to net zero all this, will we be able to achieve net zero 20 or net zero in India by 2050 if we the pace we are going with? So could you please throw some light on this?
Good, very good question, ma'am, I should say. In fact, I think in India, the biggest challenges have the population are not aware of it. And awareness is the biggest challenge that we have in India, right? Thankfully, we work in an European company and we get our due information about what's happening in the world, what do we need to do. So in my present organization, we have embedded each of the sustainability activities in our daily practice. So that really helps. So it is not coming to my people, my employees, as something alag ya upar se additional. The moment you have to tell your employees that this is over and above your work, it is a problem. But if it is part and parcel of your daily job, then I think, it's very easily embedded. And that has really helped us. Now, of course, we also practice a lot of farm to fork, right? So we have this concept of one of our restaurants where we grow our own produce. We have a farm within the hotel itself, and the same food from the farm actually comes to your plate, right? And we can cook it as per your choice. It is all laid down that's like a buffet. The raw material is put like a buffet, and you tell us what you want us to cook, and we'll cook that for you.
That's right. That's
Right.
nice.
So it's a great concept of farm to fork that we do in fact two of our restaurants, right? The other one is more to do with the vegetables and the herbs, and the other one has more vegetables, right? So that's how we practice. So as a concept, I think my employees are well aware what they need to do, what they should not do. Can they waste food? Can they not waste food? Do they understand that, yes, can we make in smaller portions? So even if you're doing a buffet, you also do it in individual portions, smaller portions, the way today's guests want their food to be. Very much in line with our brand standards, and of course, keeping in mind sustainability, right? So that's something we do. Now, is is it a challenge for people to follow? Yes, it is. Right. So when I was telling you that we measure our wastage, was it easy? No, because first this is a AI driven system and the entire food gets whatever is getting wasted at the end of the buffet, it gets monitored. So you have to go place it in front of the camera. There's a certain timing when our partners in another country are actually going to keep that window open for us. That we need to put the wastage food in every meal period, after every meal period rather. It's quite a bit of a task, right? To educate our teams to be able to do it in itself was a challenge where they said, ये क्यों चाहिए? अब तक तो हम ऐसे कर ही रहे थे, क्या फर्क पड़ जाएगा? Then again, back in when we have those training sessions for them to make them understand that, hello, आपके बच्चों को कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है बहुत जल्द. ये समझ जाओ. I think that matters. So these brilliant training programs that we have, that kind of mixes the practical life and what is theory, what is the world going to look like in 2050. And now, if it comes to India, yes, of course, we are governed by, health and safety audits, safety and environment audits. We are governed by Green Key certification. So there are several audits also that goes on happening.
Okay.
So because of the audits, the points which are audited has become a part of our standard operating process.
Right.
So we have embedded that into our culture, into our
Educating your employee on this, and at the same time educating the guest is very important.
So we speak about it. So they have those small little tank cards or say those little small thoughts projected in the television in the room or in different formats, the videos that we, create.
Like in many hotels, I have seen that they keep where we pull out the towel. Yes. If we use only one towel, we appreciate that.
We tell our guests, we have this green program, right? So we tell them that if you don't want to use your towel, you want to reuse your towel, or you don't want us to change your bed sheet, you would be happy because you're going to actually save so many tons of water by not washing them.
And this bathtub, have you done away with, or still they are there some in the very in the executive centers?
Only the street rooms, but otherwise, I think bathtub as a concept is kind of moving away. Bathtub is very much a
But luxury hotels में तो ये रहता है.
we still have it, but today, if you see, the focus is more to do with the upper upscale hotels.
See, because your hotel is also looking for the profitability. They are not running the hotel for a charity.
And see, anyways, ma'am, in a hotel, the profitability isn't as high as another business.
Right.
So you have to be.
But you had a very good booking after the COVID.
Yes, but that only kind of helps you to regain what you have lost. But overall, if you see a bigger picture,
You try to book a hotel these days, you will not get a hotel.
it is because we don't have enough rooms. Supply in the
Supply. This is a gap for demand supply.
of people has gone much, much more higher than what is the supply available in the market. Yeah. The number of rooms is not sufficient.
On holidays, you go for booking for a hotel, the hotels are just not there. And this is a genuine problem everywhere.
Perhaps it's all booked. I think it's just 1 or 2 months in the summer months when we see a little slouch, but otherwise we are always.
No, I think it's perennial. Problem is perennial. Hotels don't have room. Net zero cannot be achieved in isolation. I hope you believe in that. Everyone has to work together, be it a hotelier, be it a policy maker, be it your supplier or the logistics provider. Everyone has to work together to make it a success. And we are moving towards, and we are transitioning gradually and trying to achieve something, or by doing small petty steps. Now we are moved at a situation where you can sensibly talk of the sustainable practices being done by the hospitality industry. So transition has happened. I don't disagree with that, but lot more is to be done, and there is lot many efforts are required by the industry to achieve that. But certainly, as a farsighter, as a sustainable hospitality advisor, and maintaining that culture in your organization, you must be seeing something for the future to come. You must be visualizing the landscape of this sustainability in the hotel industry. Or are we going to achieve the net zero 2050? Are you optimistic or you are pessimistic? What do you see the future to be for the organizations?
So, ma'am, it's not just about the food. Here, I would also like to touch upon the very basics of electricity, another very, very important non-renewable source, I would say. Uh, I think the first thing we don't really have a habit of switching off a light or the AC when we are moving. I think we can make it much more stringent.
Now I think hotels have made certain things. Only you enter only the light.
Yes,
You switch.
that is not there in every place or in every hotel. A few hotels would have, but not every place. Okay, we have dimmers, we have several ways, but very basics of course, there is a lot of sensor that we use, but we have to absolutely move into that zone where in a banquet hall or a meeting hall, an event is over, right? It still takes me time to call up people and say, why is the light still on? And this is a genuine issue. How much ever you have sensors, you have light motion sensors, you have those dimmers, you can do this, you can do that. But it's not just about having a policy or a practice in place or a mechanism in place. You need to.
I think it has to start from the very beginning. I've seen in my daughter's school, the last child who was going out of the room was told to switch off the fan and the lights when they go for an outside activity. This kind of a culture has to be embedded in.
And this has to be within everyone. It is a regular
So how do you
movement for everyone.
how do you see the organizations in the times to be?
I think things will change because today's generation, Gen Z, thinks very different. They're they question everything, they challenge everything, and they find an answer to everything, unlike what our generation.
The future of sustainability is bright or
No, I think it is going to be much better because the next generation, they've seen it, they understand they wouldn't have anything much left for them. And we've brutally used nature and the environment. So I think that kind of comes to them quite from within, that they have to do something to save the
Yes, true. Very right. Brutal is a right word, that we have used our ecosystem brutally. And but we are trying to replenish it, we are trying to restore it. That sensitization of the industry has come. As an industry, we are trying to recoup the losses we have done, and which is a very good thing. Many works are happening across the industry. With this, I would like to thank you very, very much, Palomi. Thank you for being here and giving honest and candid answers. And having worked in the hospitality sector for so long, I can say that आसान नहीं होता होटल इंडस्ट्री में ये सब करना, बिकॉज मैनेजमेंट आपके सर पर रहती है और उसके टारगेट्स डिफरेंट होते हैं और आपके सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफिसर्स के टारगेट होते हैं डिफरेंट। दोनों को मैच कराना, अपने एम्प्लॉइज को उस लेवल पर लेके आना और गेस्ट की चॉइस को उस तरीके से मॉड्यूलेट करना या मैनिपुलेट करना क्रूड वर्ड्स में, इट्स नॉट इजी, लेट मी टेल यू। सो इन होटल इंडस्ट्री के लिए इट इज अ वेरी वेरी बिग चैलेंज, स्पेशली फॉर द पीपल एट द टॉप लाइक यू। So I thank you once again. You has been a very gentle guest, answering very, very well. So with this, we have just finished our conversation with our industry expert, who is our director people and culture, and how the manpower has been transforming and how our hospitality industry has evolved in this transition. Will this transition come alone, or this transition needs different actions by different people together? अकेले तो कोई नहीं सकता. We all departments have to come together. Be it a value chain, be it a policy maker, be it a supplier, be it a logistics provider, or a hotelier for that matter. And let me tell you, the employees of the hotel and the guests who are coming to the hotel are part of it. They also have to sensitize themselves that they have to give back to Mother Earth, which they have taken away. My guest has just now used a word called brutally exploited the resources of the Mother Earth. Please do remember, we have only one planet to live. We don't have a planet B to live. Are we looking for another planet? इसी planet में हमें replenish करना. So let me inform you that we have started this sustainability conversation with various industry experts. I have just completed my conversation with an industry expert who was a man or a woman of a culture and a people, and have been played a major role in transforming this transition. With this, I Rajni Hasija, your host of the podcast, and we see you in the next podcast, which is going to be with a chef who produces food, who brings the food on your table. Value chain we have discussed. Let's see what that person who is cooking food and bringing to the table of our guests is what. What about the food waste? What about the sustainability? What are his viewpoints? Request you to stay tuned for the next podcast. Till then, goodbye and happy gym. Thank you.